California is very diverse, and so we have plants from the foothill regions, coastal regions, desert regions, and everything in between. So we grow about 500 different varieties of plants. There's like 6,000 that are cataloged in California, and that's because California, again, is very big and very diverse. And there's probably many more than 6,000 that they've been able to catalog, but we grow 500, and that's a pretty significant amount. And so today, I think we're going to kind of just get you familiar with a lot of the plants, and then our follow-up class will be on removing your lawn, on the techniques of doing that. Summertime is a really great time to remove it. Fall is a great time to start planting the plants. They get their roots start to grow. It's kind of like the California spring. It starts in fall because the minute the weather cools and the plants know that, we get the first rain, the plants know, okay, time to kick into gear here, and so they come out of dormant season, which is the last month or two of summer, and then they start growing roots, start growing leaves, and by spring they're blooming. We have a few that bloom in the fall, and that's like your manzanitas and a few other plants. Now the summer plants, I'll try to pick out some of those to point out to you, because right now, it's summertime, and there are a few plants that are still great to plant in summertime. In fact, we even have a flyer up at the counter, so if anybody's interested in that, let us know. We can get you that flyer. So right here where we're standing, we have a great example of California behind me, and then of course the hills on the other side of the street and throughout the nursery. We try to keep it planted so it looks like California, and that gives you a good representation of different areas of California. We are a little bit on the wild side, and so where we're located and also the way we plant. This building is also a straw bale, and it is what they call load bearing, so that the roof is sitting on top of the straw bales, and then it has been stuccoed on the outside. But the plant that's here on our trellis is called Rogers Red Wild Tree, and this is probably about 12 years old. Obviously makes a great patio cover, and of course it does go dormant. What's really beautiful about this plant, also besides the green grapes that you get, the grapes are edible, is that the foliage turns bright red, and it's really, really, really beautiful when it does that, and that's in the fall. On this mound we have a manzanita on the top, and it's about 15 years old. This has gray foliage, and it'll have pink blossoms in the fall, and it has berries afterwards, but actually they're called manzanitas. Manzanita means little apple, and so if you look at them closely, you'll see these little tiny apples. Okay, this tree up here, this is a sycamore. It's a fairly small sycamore. We have much larger ones on the property, but again, just wanted to be able to point that out to you so that you can see that that's what a sycamore leaf looks like. There's big clusters up there, and that's the mistletoe. It grows, it's a parasite, but it seems to be able to withstand that. They are a deciduous tree, but a great shade tree. Very common along the waterways of California, and they usually see them with oak trees.
The island bush poppy, and the other one, the mainland species, Dendromecon rigida, this is Dendromecon hardfordi, they bloom literally almost all year. And of course their big bloom is in the late spring and the summer. Right now it's just finishing up. But I've seen especially near the coast, that there's an occasional flower almost all year. Behind that is western redbud, the tree with the seed heads and the heart-shaped leaves.
So the two purple bushes are Salvia clevelandii Baja, selection from Baja. We have those as our featured plant today. You'll find them up at the front table near the cash register. Obviously a summer bloomer, and a mounding plant. Some sages are more upright and wide, like I showed you that one, Bee's Bliss, is a ground cover. This one is a mounding little shrub. Great accent for your garden. I want you to turn around too. There's a bush or a tree that's you'll see the agave sticking up behind it. This is called a desert willow. This is the pink form. We also have it in burgundy. It is a nice size tree for your garden, and it is deciduous in the winter time, blooms in the summertime, and
It's not a real willow. It's called desert willow, common name, but it has nothing to do with willows at all. It's in the plant family of the bignonia, which is a flowering, is kind of a tropical family with flowering. There's a lot of vines in that family, and you can see some of the flowers here on it with a sort of tubular shaped purple flowers. It attracts hummingbirds and grows in the watercourses of the desert, and so it's got the common name desert willow.
so this is our barn where it all begins, either by seed or cuttings. And we have our trailers of soil here. This is also a straw bale building. This is our seed house in here where we store seed. It's a cool room. It's surrounded by straw bale, and so it keeps the temperature very cool, just kind of like a refrigeration. The restrooms are also here in the barn. Important. And anybody, you want to say anything about accommodation?
Well, that's kind of a behind the scenes tour, but you don't get to see the real action, which is the people. I mean, we have a team of people that have been working here for many years, and very, very knowledgeable experts in their field. And if they were here, you'd see what's happening. But since it's Saturday, you see some trailers with planting medium, the barn's all clean, and all these plants out in the nursery, you get the impression that just happened by itself. But what really is going on during the week, or there are people standing at these stations and planting and propagating, preparing cuttings, sowing seed, transplanting into small containers. The trailers are coming in and leaving with the plants. They're being placed out into the shade houses, and that's the real story behind the barn. It's not so much that we have these materials and the seed and the workspace, but it's the people that do the job of getting these plants started from scratch. We don't buy any plants in from other nurseries per se. We have a few plants that are available at the Casa La Paz that are from an Arizona nursery. Some of our desert plants, we're partnering with a nursery outside Phoenix. But other than that, everything you see in the nursery, we've grown ourselves from seed or from cutting. So this is our propagation.
It's all automated. The sides go up and down, the water comes on, and it's all automated to know when to do that. Don't ask me how it happens, but it's all programmed. And plants are coming and going from this area all the time. They're they're 4-inch containers primarily, and a few other plants that we are experimenting to see if we want to grow them. And some more tender plants go in here. And then behind me, there's this is where they also go out to harden off, and